Hello everyone, welcome to my very first video. I will be playing City Skylines Unmodded on PC. So let's just get started and let's pick up any random map from the list of maps. I really like the Lavender Lake map from this one. It's basically quite random, but the one thing that I like about this is that it has highways, ship connections, train connections, and plane connections. And apart from that, it has a Boreal base theme, which is nice, and a custom map theme. I'm going to use a custom map theme. I'll leave that in the description down below. And that's pretty much it. Let's get started with this. Alright, so this is the map that we have, or the tile rather, that we have to begin with. We've got some forest and a significant chunk of a lake, which is nice. I think we can use it either to build a residential development or maybe fisheries around it, which would be interesting to see. But yeah, these things are switched off for now. So I think what I'm going to do to begin with is quickly just build a road so that we have more roads unlocked, and I'll be using the dirt road for the rest of this game. And this one is a custom asset, so I'm not going to use any mods in this, but I may or may not use custom assets. I'm not entirely sure yet. But anyway, with that said, I think the next thing I'd like to do is to survey the map overall, just to get an idea of how exactly do we start the city planning. So here we have got some mountains. I think we've got some forest here as well, right around the lake. And I think the city planning of that might be a little bit more interesting. We've got some oil industry up at the top here. And I think these ones are farming spots where we can set up farming industry. And along with that, we've also got two different connections of highways. And this one is a train connection. It's a shame that it's just a single train connection. And this one is a forest spot where we can set up a forest industry. So it seems like we've got a lot of industrial zones around the tile that we've already unlocked. So I think I'll stick with the generic industry in this one rather than making it a specialized industry. And for now, I'll just build a road, and that will help me kind of plan where exactly I want to put my residential and industrial. And I'll put some thought into this and I'll see you guys in just a second. Alright guys, so I ended up making a basic intersection with this part where I'm planning to make my industrial, and this area where I'll plan my residential. And the reason why is because this area is closer to the oil industry. So I think eventually if we are going to make a generic industry and oil industry together, then that's going to make a little bit more sense in terms of pollution and managing that around the city. But yeah, basically that's it. So I will continue adding more roads and then zoning the zones around them essentially. And I'll see you guys in just a bit. Alright guys, so like I was saying, I've planned this into two separate blocks to the two different sides of the highway. We have got the industrial area here and we have got the residential area here. And now we are going to start zoning the residential area, and we'll see what that looks like. We've got a lot of residential demand over here, so that's the first thing that we'll obviously do. And yeah, let's just begin with this, and we'll need some water here as well. So I'm starting with this water tower. And I think a good place to keep this, you can't really put this near the industrial area because we don't really want to get the water polluted with the industry. And I don't really want to put it near the residential block as well, considering the amount of noise it creates. So I'm going to put it a little bit far away, like so. And now we got to think about the piping layout for the entire plan. So usually the way I like to do this is to follow the roads for the pipes. That may or may not always be the most optimal way to do this, but at least having the road as a reference point kind of helps build your piping layout and keep it a little bit nice and clean. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of this. I think this intersection is good to keep as a reference. And I'm going to now add a second pipe at this point. So it's most optimal. It's not exactly below the road, but I think this is good enough. We just have that much. I'll just connect this with my water tower, and that should be good enough for getting us started. So the next thing that we need is a sewage treatment plant, and I think this inland water treatment plant would be good for us because we don't really have a water body. For us, we do have that lake, but we don't really want to spoil it. So we are going to put this near our industrial because I believe this will create some noise and pollution. So just keeping it all together along with the industrial might make more sense. I think, yeah, let's make one more line of piping here to accommodate our industry. And do we, yeah, I think let's just connect this with this one for now. And since we are constrained with our budget at the beginning of the game, it's good to keep it optimal. But anyway, time to move on to the next service. We've got to provide our city with some power. So for that, I'm going to use this coal power plant. It generates more power, even though it's expensive. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to put this in our industry because of that whole pollution issue. And along with this, so now you've got to connect everything. I've got this custom asset called Suburban Power Line, which I believe is more expensive to build than the power line, but less expensive to maintain. But more than that, actually, the advantage of using the suburban power line over the power line is it leaves quite a bit of space around itself to provide power. So as you can see, this is not something that happens with the regular power line that you get in the game. And with that, let's just connect this one with our water tank and we are good for now. Oh, by the way, before we resume the game, let's reduce the budget for both of these services because we don't really need that much, at least at this point. And now let's start and let's see how, our first set of homes are already getting built up. So that's wonderful. Let's see how long it takes for people to start coming in and settling down and using all our zoning space. Oh, speaking of which, let me just check one more thing. I don't really want, just a second, this part to be zoned because I'm going to use that later on for a pathway. Or I just like to keep space between two different homes, or two different rows of homes rather. And yeah, I think we don't really even need this line for now, at least, because it doesn't serve anything. We are not making any money at this point really because that will need more people coming in, I think. So at this point, we are just losing money for the things that we built up, but that bar will eventually rise up, so that's okay. I think our residential demand is still there despite zoning those two blocks or those two rows. So I'm going to zone these two rows as well with residential, and we see already people starting to move into that, so that's good. I think the next thing, we probably need high density. That's 7,500. Okay, there'll be still time before we can reach that point. So yeah, right now we just got to make do with our low ones, and I think we have some demand for our commercial. Now I don't really know, I was planning to put it next to this main road, but we probably will expand this road, so I don't want to zone anything around it at this point, although we can probably temporarily zone a little bit of commercial over here just to satisfy that demand. And then we can move that later on onto this part of the road. And now let's build some industrial because that demand is already starting to build up. And I think, is that a moving truck? No, it's going. Hold on, what are you? Oh, it's delivering coal to the power plant. I see. All right. Oh, we've got some water issues here. What's going on? Oh, I see. They don't have any piping on them. All right, let's quickly fix that. I kind of want to. Okay, you know what? Maybe let's just drag a line from here. I think that's good enough. Yep, that's fixed. That fixed the problem. All right, so what next? What do we have? I think we have a good amount of industrial demand at this point. I'm going to zone this entire row with industrial. And that will, look at that. That's our first industrial building. It's called Goods Unlimited. That's good. Oh, we've got a lot of people coming in. That's good. Just look at that. Just look at all these folks coming in, moving into the new homes in a completely new city, which doesn't really have anything. I don't know why anyone would do this, but it's good. I'm getting paid, right? All right, guys, we've got a lot of industrial demand coming in. So I'm going to zone this entire row for industrial. And I think we are making some money at least, so that is good. Yeah, we're making some, I think $300 of profit, so that's good. I think that will increase as we have more people, and we definitely have more demand coming in. So you know what, let's start zoning a little bit more commercial right about over here, and along with that I'm also going to zone this. I think we'll probably need a water pipe as well for this area, so that's good. And yeah, I think, oh, you know what? At some point, we probably need to upgrade this road. Like I mentioned earlier into to move all these commercial. And yeah. Oh, little hamlet, look at that. We've got our first milestone achieved. So with that, we have got a few different facilities unlocked, and we'll probably need to think about things like garbage at some point. This landfill site, we need to probably make something, or maybe a recycling center, I don't know. But yeah, I think that's good. Maybe for the next, what's the next milestone looking like? Let's see. So it's at 850, and that will make it a worthy village, and that will unlock us a new tile. All right, so that's good. I think we are making some good progress towards that. We have a lot of new residential demand, so I'm going to zone this area as well for residents. I'd like to do a quick pass to see how we are doing in terms of the services. So with electric, we are almost bordering to yellow. I think with water, it's similar as well. And what about the new services that we got for this? I think education. No, I think garbage was one of them that we got. So that, yeah, that is something we can find here. So we've got an option of recycling center versus the garbage landfill site. And I kind of prefer the recycling center just because it's easier to move it around. It's kind of a little bit more expensive than that, but I won't be constrained with, keeping it locked in a single place. So I think we are going to hold off on that for now. Let's just earn some more money and then let's think about it. I think we are good for now. We'll solve those problems and get to that bridge once we cross that. I said that the other way around, didn't I? So anyway, let's the next thing that I want to do is keep zoning. I think this is the core loop of the game. I'll keep zoning more industrial here, considering that we have more demand and we need to extend this pipe all the way up till here. And at some point we should extend. Oh, we're already starting to get our first garbage issues right over here. Okay, so we'll need to cross that bridge now anyway. So let's think about it. What can we really do? Where did that go? I think, no, not in education. Why would it be in education? It is right over here. So I think I'm going to go with the recycling center just so that, like I mentioned, it's just easier to move around. And I don't want to get locked in terms of space with the landfill site. So what should be a good location for this? I think maybe somewhere over here, I guess. Or maybe, yeah, this one is the perfect fit for this. So that's good. I will keep this like that for now. And I think that should be good enough. Look at all those garbage trucks getting out of here and collecting garbage from our city. That's nice. Oh, we're already starting to get some power issues. Let's check our power situation right over here. I think we'll need to fix the budget for this. So yeah, let's increase this to maybe say 55%. Should that be enough? Let's see. Okay, that doesn't seem like. Let's move it to 60 maybe, I think. Yeah, that's good enough, I think. All right, and I don't think it matters if we move the night slider because I don't think we are using the day-night. Let's just check once again. I don't think I'm using the day-night cycle. Yeah, we're not. Okay, so it doesn't matter what we do with the night slider, but we are good for now. And we are already getting a ton of residential demand, so I'm going to quickly expand this area. Alright guys, we are already getting some water issues right over here, so I'm going to increase this to 60 and see what that looks like. I believe that will fix our issues. Maybe we can do away with reducing it a little bit. Let's maybe make it to 55. If that works. I think that's really close, but I believe that's good for now. So anyway, we'll focus on expanding the city quite further now. So I'll keep adding more residential zones here. We got a ton of demand for residential, and along with that, I also extend this commercial block to a little bit further, maybe up until this point, so that demand is satisfied until we upgrade this street and move that to that. I will probably also make more residential blocks here and here. And I think, yeah, well, we've got 850. So we are close to the next milestone, really. And that's what I'm waiting for. So I'll try to upgrade it to 850. And look at all these cars, all these people moving in. That's really, it's always a pleasure to see that. Anyway, so what next? Oh, okay. That was quick. That was really quick. So we've got a new land area, and along with that, we've got a ton of new things. I think police department, fire department, that's new. Yeah, so that's these are the things that we probably need to start building right away. And yeah, we've got some new policies. And the next one is at 1300. Okay, so that's good. We've got some good progression going in this episode. So I think this is a good time to start planning a little bit of the future of the city. This intersection will definitely need to go. It will need to be upgraded to a roundabout or something. One of the other things would be to expand this residential neighborhood, and there are two ways to do this. One is we can either extend it further down over here, and the other is to replicate that entire thing up on the right. So I usually stay away from making too large of residential blocks that kind of come from a single road, just so that handling traffic is easier and branching it off is nice. And one of the other things is that now that we are making good amount of money, I think we can start upgrading this road, because that is something that we'll surely need for the future. So the reason why, there is a power situation here that will be problematic. I didn't really think this through, did I? I think I'll need to rework this power line, because I'm not getting full 4 blocks of zoning because of this power line. So yeah, I'll need to clean this up. I'll need to delete this entire thing, rebuild it, and probably let's think a little bit better this time, I think. All right, so I'm going to start from here, and probably up until this point should be good enough. Yep, that's good. And what about this area? I want to do this as cleanly as possible, but at the same time, I want to provide zoning for both the sides of the road. And yeah, look at that. This is one bad thing about this specific asset. It kind of goes on the road without any problem. So that's not nice. But yeah, I think this is a good solution for now. So we have some clear zones around this road. We are going to zone them into commercial, and yeah, this side as well. Maybe not this specific strip for now, because I just like to keep it a little bit more symmetric. Essentially, I think one of the problems with keeping these commercial blocks close to the homes is noise. So as you can see in this one, these red areas are noisy ones, and everyone who is living around that would not be as happy, and that will eventually affect your performance of your city. So it's nice to leave a little bit of a gap between your commercial and your residential. Anyway, so now the next thing I want to do is finish this layout. I will keep extending this into that. I'll add some more blocks. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't want to make this too large, but I think what we have right now is good enough. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and some space for another one, the 8th one. So I think that's good. That's not too big. That's not too small. I think one single branch of a road can handle that much traffic. And one of the things I don't want to do going forward is to make things into grids, even though that's exactly what I've done here. But that's because I was being as efficient as possible. But one of the things that we'll do going forward is to follow the terrain. So like, for example, we have this lake here. We have got some mountains here. We've got these highways. So it would be nice to have a little bit more organic layout that kind of follows the cues of the existing city, or whatever is built up. But yeah, with that said, I think let's just extend this. We already have some piping over here. One of the things I'd like to do is, yeah, our commercial is getting built up. I think it would be a nice time to kind of dezone these, and let's just get rid of it, all of that just in one go. Don't really want to get bothered by that. And I think we can extend this road a little bit further, or quite a bit further actually, up until this point. And yeah, well, you know what? I'm thinking, what if we actually finish this off? Oh, we can't. That's a shame. Okay, you know what? Let me actually, we have some crime issues going on over here. Okay, that's a problem. That is our cue to actually start thinking about both the fire department and the police department. Let's see what these buildings cost. So I think this one is 12,000 and this one is 12,000 as well. We have got a good amount of money, so I think we are good that way. Let's just upgrade this road before we can actually build these things. Yeah, let's upgrade these to bigger roads. And now that we have some good space, let's actually Yeah, let's add, no, where was that? Yeah, here. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. So yeah, this is a good spot to put both of these things right opposite to each other. So now we are good in terms of fire. Yeah, I think we are good. I will probably need to resume the game, but that's fine. And with crime, it's pretty good. So yeah, that's perfect. That's actually a good time to do this. And now that we have less commercial demand, let's actually get rid of these commercial blocks. This is actually the perfect time to do it because we don't have that much demand, so nobody will cry about it. But yeah, I think along with that, let's now start zoning commercial next to... Oh, you know what? Before that, actually, let's put this road over here, and let's get rid of this one. The reason why is because we want to have some more space between these two intersections, and the reason why we do that is just to provide some more space for traffic. It wouldn't back up that way. Even these two intersections are kind of close, so this would be a little bit problematic going forward. So yeah, like the traffic doesn't back up if they are farther apart, so it's always nice to do that. I think at some point we'll probably need to do something about this because even those two are kind of close, but that's a problem for later. For now, I think we got some power issues. Okay, hold on, let's see this, maybe increase the budget. So the reason why I keep doing this, I'm trying to be as frugal as I can at least at the beginning of the game, just so that it's easier on our profit. And yeah, I think we are actually, let's zone a little bit more. So that's the reason why I keep going back and forth in the budget panel for fixing that. I will keep increasing the zoning for the commercial over here. And I think, speaking of money, I think, oh, actually, you know what, before that, let's balance that demand for industrial here as well. And now that we have that fixed, we've got some new industries getting built up. What I was saying was, what was I saying? Yeah, we've got some good amount of profit coming in. So speaking of money, I think we are making a... Well, the difference is not that much yet, but I'm hoping that with more people coming in, that will surely increase. So yeah, it's important for us to keep zoning and keep going through that core loop of this game and keep making these pipes essentially to support that core loop, I guess. But I don't really like this, like it as clean as possible. So I think the next couple of things we'll do is think about expanding our zones, all kinds of zones. And along with that, maybe updating some of the roads that we have, like, for example, the highway up here that we need to think about. Along with that, I'd also like to add education. That takes quite a bit of time to update. So we'll start with an elementary school. And yeah, so I think that those are the things we'll be doing in the next episode. This brings us to the end of this episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. If you did, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, a goodbye.